everyone, welcome back to another episode of A Lady's Garden. I hope everyone's been having a nice February. We are expecting snow tonight into tomorrow. I'm hoping it really doesn't snow, but just in case it does, I wanted to get out here really quick and kind of give you guys a little update on what's happening in the garden. So we're going to start here. These are my winter sowing jugs, and I'm hoping for some action from this come spring. I didn't use all of my seeds, but I used a good amount at different times because I put the dates on them. So yeah, not much to look at, but I'm hoping that we do get some successes from that winter sowing method. There are some daffodils coming up. Everything is looking as it should this time of year. I am in really need of a good mulching this season, so that's something that's going to get done. More daffodils coming up. I noticed that I transplanted this boxwood, and I guess I barely missed all of these daffodils, but no worries. When they come up, either I'll move them or I'll see how they look. Over here, I did move some things around. So the last video I showed you some snowy pictures when we were winter sowing in the house. After that, we did have a warm spell, and I came out here and I started gardening like it was spring, and it was not spring. But I did move some things around, and I'll show you guys that as well. But here I moved a bird bath to another side of the garden. I always felt it was too much having the two bird baths not right next to each other, but they were pretty close. So the brown one that I stained, and then the one that was here in the garden. So I moved that one, as I said, and I'm making the Angel Hope the center point. I am going to look for a pillar of some sort to raise her up a bit, and I found a really cool trellis, really lovely trellis, to kind of match the lattice work on the arbor. And then I do have another trellis kind of behind me in that new garden, my little cut flower garden that has like a trellis kind of lattice design to it. So in regards to the pillar, I was actually thinking of getting a planter and turn it upside down. So a concrete planter, because it might be a bit more less expensive than getting a solid concrete pillar, but we'll see. So we're going to turn over here, and I am going to just bring you guys to some excitement that's happening over here. So here are the irises and the crocuses. Remember, we planted these in the fall, and they're all coming up, and I'm really excited about that. Really excited. I also did plant something that I really didn't record or mention. So the sweet peas. So as soon as I got the sweet peas, I came out here and I popped two in a hole. And look, check this out. So one's there, and one should be kind of right there. But I only saw that one. And that's okay. It's probably because it's not getting sun back there. But this one sprouted, and I am super excited. And that was planted, like I said, the day after Christmas. And on this side, so one's here, and then there's the other one right there. So that's pretty cool. I'm really pleased with that. So now, it's kind of windy, so I hope the wind's not getting in the way of my little tour. So let's take a look of what we have over here, or what we did have. We did have some grasses. Like I said, after it snowed, we had a little warm spell and got up to a nice high 50s, really pleasant weather. I came out here and I decided that I wanted to move some things around. And I moved all of the grasses. Yes, I moved them, and not only did I move them, I divided them. And you may ask where they are now. Here they are, over here. I also moved, or I should say I just removed, the DeGroot arborvitaes that was in this area. It was a beautiful plant, but it was a beautiful plant in the wrong spot. As they got taller, they went into thundercloud, they started to kind of bend, and it just wasn't, it wasn't right. So I moved, I took them out. My husband actually took them out, and I should say that. So I moved them, and I moved all of the grasses over here. Thing is, again, you shouldn't really be moving plants in winter. The ground was very soft. We had those warm spells, so they were doing fine, and then we kind of got cold, so they do look a little not too happy, but I'm really hoping that once we bounce back and spring starts that they'll do good. Over here, I don't know if you guys can see my sticks. So I put sticks where I want to put plants. So I found the pockets that are plantable, and I know, excuse my garden, it doesn't look pretty right now, but we're going to get it into shape in the spring. I found pockets of planting area that I want to put more plants. So these little red guys here, it's an ajuga, and the name escapes me right now. Burgundy Glow, there it is. Burgundy Glow. And I really like how it looks in the winter, and when I purchased it initially on clearance, of course, I really did like how it looked in that season. So I do like the look. So I put sticks where I want to put more, and that's the plan there. Over here we have the hydrangeas, of course, and then over here we have some more daffodils coming up, which is exciting. But this area is coming together nicely, I think. And there's the bird bath. So what we have here, let me swing you around. I have 2 boxwoods. I decided, I know they look a little wonky, but they were straight when I planted them. A little far apart from each other, but or inside more. Initially, I wanted a little hedge here. I decided against that. These boxwoods actually came from the planters on my little patio in the back, which is interesting. I just pulled the poor thing up, and there they were, completely root bound in there. Their roots look great, but what I'm going to put here instead, I love roses. I don't have a lot of space for them back here. I mean, I have the circle garden that has the David Austin, and I have 2 drift roses here, but why not put some roses here? So that's what I'm going to do instead. Instead of the whole cut flower thing on this side, I'm going to have the roses, we're going to have the catnip. I did replant the, how do you say, the black eye Susans here. I have a hydrangea back there. I want to get a corner evergreen for there, and maybe we can do something kind of in this area here with that trellises. But yeah, so that's the new plan. I'm going to give these boxwoods a chance because really they look a little tired on top, but their roots looked great. And I'll flash a picture if I can. And then over here, I replanted. So I'm sure you noticed that the angel actually sitting in a spot where a hydrangea was, a limelight hydrangea. Well, that poor limelight hydrangea never really got the sun it needed, so now it's here. And there's a spirea, and there are 2 sedums over here. And there's 1 more of the grasses. So out of those 3 grasses, I split them and I got 6. Again, I know you're not really supposed to be, dividing plants, at least in I shouldn't say you're not supposed to. In certain areas, it's probably not the best idea because you can dip down back into lower winter-like temperatures, which is appropriate for the season. But I just got excited and I wanted to kind of start laying some groundwork. I did take a risk, so we'll see come spring if it was worth it. I'm just kind of getting it all done. But nevertheless, we'll see what happens. So this area here is starting to kind of come together. I'm saving this empty spot right there to get another holly bush like that gazunga one over there. It's huge, and I keep forgetting the poor name of it. But what we do call it, and don't make fun of me, I call it Granddaddy because it's just so big and it looks like the wisest plant I have here because of the size. So I call it Granddaddy. I don't know. So I'm going to get another Granddaddy here. Yes, I name my plants. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe I was thinking about splitting up some of the pincushions over here. They do well. They do. I mean, they get a little shade, but they do well. But they just don't rebloom for me because I believe they're in too much shade. So the ones in the back, I was actually thinking of transplanting them, not now because we're going to get snow. We might. And putting them kind of here. But we'll see. I definitely want more heucheras, that deep burgundy. Yeah, so that's about it. That's about it, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good February, as I said before. Just a really quick update. Kind of felt rushed, but I don't want to bore you with a winter landscape where there's nothing to see. Oh, what I did do, I reworked the lines of this garden bed, this one, to kind of mirror this one. So I had more of a, kind of like a swoop in, kind of a curve in. So now it kind of goes kind of up and in, or up and out. Try to do it up and out. Yeah. So it's coming together, everyone. It's coming together. And I have some projects on the horizon. I did get the solar lights and I have some poles. That was one of the reasons I took out the boxwoods from the planter, because I'm thinking I might want to use the planter to hold those poles so I can string my solar lights. But we will see how all of this kind of comes together, and you guys are going to get to come along on the journey. So happy gardening, fellow gardeners. Thanks always for watching. I really appreciate your comments. I really appreciate your likes. Really appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch my video. That means a lot. So take care, be safe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.